Rage on that beat, going crazy.
So third party can seem a little daunting to get into because you look at the market and you see a lot of expensive stuff. Like $200 can get you a Titan from Hasbro or this from Fans Hobby. And yeah, third party is very expensive to get into, but it also depends on where you look because sometimes you'll find some gems for really good prices. Case in point, Cang toys. They make some very expensive stuff, but they have this line of legend scale toys based on their bigger figures that are just fantastic, mostly. Thanks to my buddy Nick for this figure, by the way. This is their mini dive bomb known as Firmament, and oh boy, for $30 US, this thing is a banger. Yeah, you heard that right. 30 bucks for this thing. That's, well, a little bit over $33. That is an insane value for money. So to show you why that's such an insane value for money, we have to go back to the start. The unboxing experience. To a lot of people, this portion is important. The premium product you are buying should be in a premium package. I'm one of those people who thinks that something, if it's expensive, the packaging for it should be sturdy and also reflect that, that cost that you're spending. Cang Toys delivers on that here with this box. It's made of a thick cardboard that's also got a glossy finish to it, which I will admit is a little slippery at sometimes, but the toy comes packed in frigging foam. That really shocked me when I got it. I opened it, was not expecting foam, considering other third-party Legends toys that I've gotten recently have come in plastic inserts and cost like 5 times more. But the actual toy itself holds up quite well, despite that $30 price tag on it. Seeing as how I also own Mech Fans Toys 6-Shot, who costs more and is kinda poo. The paintwork on this toy is fantastic. The metallic looks so rich and full of life. I also love the little decals on this toy, making it look bigger than it actually is, because it's small, like Origins Bumblebee small. I love the way the gold accents are done on the toy, because I've said it before, I'm not the biggest fan of gold in general, but sometimes it has its places, and oh boy, does it ever make the toy look that much more impressive for such a tiny package. Now, I left the wings off for most of the shots intentionally, because I wanted to give them more of their own time to shine. Look at them! So, when splayed out, they can be a bit, well, a lot back heavy, but that's kind of to be expected. I do wish, like, for an extra 10 bucks on the price tag, they would have chucked in a stand, but oh well. They have a very impressive splay and a lot of joints self-contained within the wings to make the posing power of the entire toy just that much more expressive. These wings help a lot in accentuating how grand this toy looks, even at such a small scale. Here's some poses I got it in so you can see exactly what I mean, because this thing is super fun to mess with. One thing to mention about the wings. So looking at this promo image of the guy that Cang Toys released a long time ago, and it's actually the product image for a lot of places where you actually buy this toy, you can see that the colors are more flat, it's missing those decals, and the wings are completely clear. Like, they're yellowy clear. I'm super happy they chose to go for the more metallic look, but the wings, they look really great not being see-through, because the see-through ones look a bit messy in my opinion, because like, you can see all the layers and stuff behind them. However, the wings on the actual product are still clear. They are dusted over in a metallic paint. I'll hold it up to my window so you can actually see. You can still see through the wings. They are clear plastic. However, they are strong. Why did I say however twice? You can squeeze them and bend them a bit, so they feel super durable by clear plastic standards. While they are clear, they are softer, so they don't feel like they'll snap. I mean, given enough force, anything will snap. But like, these won't snap if, say, you accidentally sit on them. So I have high hopes for the durability of these wings, even though they are made of clear plastic. They're soft enough so that they would break. They might scratch a little easier, because the softer a material is, the easier it scratches. But so far, I haven't encountered that problem either. He does have a gun and a sword, both of which look alright, but are clearly for the combine mode. Yep, this also combines, and we'll talk about that later. But he does look good wielding those weapons. Now, I have seen some people question the need for legend scale toys. Like, there's a lot of chug size and MP size stuff out there that it feels more worth spending $100+ rather than these little guys. And I was, and kind of still am sometimes, under that same mindset for a bunch of them. But I mean, they fit very, very, very well with Titans in their city modes. So that's a huge plus for me. If you want something to decorate your Titan cities, Legend Scale figures works. They work very well. One thing that also bugs me a little bit about this toy is the face a bit. The lips look very human, like Warfare Cybertron Megatron's lips. And while they are sculpted very, very well, I feel like they look a little out of place on this guy. Not a deal breaker or anything, it's just an observation of mine, but the sculpt work on them is actually quite good for how small the face is. Those little white lines they use throughout just help complete this a bit more for me. It wouldn't necessarily be boring without them, but it would have looked a little bit more unfinished in my opinion if they weren't there, like on the original promo images for this guy. But I can also see them making the toy look a bit more cluttered to some people. So the posing on this guy is really great for its size. You have an extremely expressive head, really nice arm movement depending on how you orient the combiner elbow. There's also an ab crunch. The legs can be untabbed to allow for even more knee movement, not to mention how expressive those wings are, having a ton, and I mean a ton, of different posing options hidden inside them. However, that weight problem with them really makes you have to use a stand in some of the poses you'd want to put him in, even while he's standing up. It's not a real problem for me because I was going to display him on a stand anyway until the rest of their Predaking came out, but it is still a thing that's worth mentioning. He can become a little off balance at times, even with larger feet. Transformation to bird mode is a little bit unexciting. Like, all the tolerances are nice and tight, but not too tight, so you don't feel like you're going to break it. But it doesn't take much to convert it into bird mode. I wish it was a little bit more involved, and I wish the bird mode looked a bit better. Like the legs, I wish they collapsed a little bit more to bring the feet closer to the torso and not look like robot mode legs just backwards. I do love how the claws are articulated in a way so they can be posed either perching on something or like he's grabbing someone and hoisting them off to their inevitable doom. The wings here, again, are really the main event for this mode. They make the presence of this thing stand out and kind of help ease the wonkiness of the alt mode a little bit. Like, the alt mode is still but the wings help get it away from that feeling, if you know what I mean. I will also say the jaw is supposed to open, but mine is like fused shut. Nothing I do will open it, and I'm scared of breaking it, so I'm just gonna leave it. Just gonna leave it. Like, the bird mode for its size and price isn't bad. I just wish it was up to the same standard as the robot mode. It does look great though, perched atop a Titan in city mode. But yeah, it's definitely the weakest mode for me. But the combine mode looks amazing. I was so impressed when I first got this into ARM mode. It really does hide a lot of that spiky nature of the robot mode, making it look really clean. And the way everything folds around and gives it this great, well color separated look that I just really enjoy. The hand is super articulated as well. It's very expressive, and you can swap the thumbs by popping them off the joints and then like flipping them around onto the other slots on the other side. So that's a neat little addition. It also saves them on having to make two separate palm molds. So yay, money saved, I guess. Either way, it's still cool. And for those wondering how big the combiner is going to be, here it is next to Energon Bruticus. So it's going to be a decent sized toy. It's legend scale, so what do you expect? But I still can't wait for the next one, seeing as it's taking Cang Toys and Eternity to release their next one. Like, bruh, please. It's been a year and we haven't seen anything about the little ones except you announcing some Dinobots that actually look really epic. I think it's a pretty good starting point for anyone looking to get into either legend scale or third party, because it's only like $30 to $40 depending on where you look, in US dollars that is. It's really awesome how they were able to pack that wicked robot mode, a kind of meh bird mode, and then that wicked arm mode in this price point, and now I kind of see why the bird mode got shafted a little bit there. I'm definitely recommending this to anyone. It's such a solid figure, and again, I keep going back to that price. It's affordable, and to say that in the third party space and still have something solid is not something you can say often, but it's affordable and good. And for that, I say it's a definite pickup. This whole set seems like it's going to be a pretty good bang for your buck, and I'm looking forward to the rest of them. Whenever that is, Cang Toys decides to finally grace us with their presence. But that's been my look at Cang Toys Mini Firmament. Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.